Hello friends and welcome back. Today's tarot reading is the July 2020 prediction for the zodiac sign of Pisces. This is for Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising. The rising sign or ascendant is typically the most accurate, but your moon and sun sign can also provide valuable information for you. If you enjoy this style reading, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on when your zodiac sign readings go live. So let's get started. What is the general energy surrounding Pisces this month? What is the energy surrounding Pisces? Oh, I forgot to turn my lights on. There we go. What is the energy surrounding Pisces? Thank you. So we're starting out with the moon on the water. The moon is about self-reflection. It is about shadow work, shining light into areas that are typically within shadow or within darkness. So what does Pisces need to focus on? Where do they need to shine their light? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we have the Queen of Vessels, which is salmon, the Seven of Stones, which is healing, the King of Stones, which is the wolf, and the Ace of Stones, which is the foundations of life. Lots of stones. So I feel like this month you're really going to be focusing on either finances or work, career, or something very tangible. With this Seven of Stones, this healing card, it's almost like there is something that is holding you back, a block that you need to work through in order to really reach your dreams and feel fulfilled in your work or your career environment. So we've got another depiction of the moon here. We had the moon on the water, and like I was saying, the moon is all about reflections. It's about illuminating the dark parts and shining light onto what we are having trouble seeing. And here with the King of Stones, we have the wolf almost looking like he is communicating with the moon. He is ready to move forward, ready to work with the moon as opposed to fight against it. We have this Queen of Salmon, or his Queen of Vessels, which is the salmon, which is really making me feel like this is something you have to overcome. The salmon is working really hard to get upstream, to be able to spawn, to lay roots, to, essentially end life for the salmon. But where this salmon ends its life, its young, its babies will be able to move onto their next cycle of life. And I'm not saying this is about death, but it is about a rebirth, connecting to what you want to be doing, connecting with where you want to be going. But I do feel like this is a very healing journey. This block that you need to overcome, it's very much mental. It could be tied into something physical, but the root cause of the hesitations you may be feeling are because of a mental block. And I do feel like shadow work is really going to be important for you this coming month, especially if you notice yourself being upset or triggered by things that may not have triggered you in the past, things you may be feeling sensitive to now, things that may be more upsetting, especially if you find yourself being tired or if you're feeling emotional, things that kind of push you over the edge more than they would have in the past. Those, I feel, are things that you really need to focus on and asking yourself, why? Why are you feeling this way? Why are you reacting in such a way? And how can you work to overcome it? Now, shadow work is never easy. It takes looking deep within ourselves and admitting to ourselves things that, we've been suppressing, things that we've been hiding for so long. These might even be things that you haven't even admitted to yourself in a very long time. It could be things from your childhood, things from a long time ago. And it's also, we don't have just one shadow. It's very interesting here how we've got the Ace of Stones here, this one foundation here. But if we look around the healer, we can see that there are multiple, right? There's an indication of 7 stones, but really that's just what we can see at the moment. And we can take these stones and turn it from something negative into something positive. We can take our shadows and turn them from something that brings us down into something that empowers us. Let's get some more information with a Moonology card. Thank you. A fiery climax approaches. Nothing yet is set in stone. There's the reference to stones again. I'm going to pull one more too. And then we have Show the World the Real You. I'm going to get one more Moonology card just for balance. With this, nothing is yet set in stone. We can always change. We can always evolve. The story that we tell ourselves can change. It can evolve. We don't need to define ourselves tomorrow has this in the same way that we defined ourselves yesterday. We can always change the story that we're telling others, change the story that we're telling ourselves. We're still the same person, but it's more about the perspective. It's more about the thought process around what is holding you back. And when you can, instead of seeing this waterfall as something that would be impossible to overcome, when you can see your strength, when you can see that you are able to get around it and trust yourself to get around it, no longer does it seem as an impossible task. It's like even when we are walking at night, when we have a new moon, for example, it's very dark. You might think it's impossible to find your way through the dark, through the night. But then only a couple weeks later, we have the full moon. And the environment is completely different, right? Not another full moon. At the full moon, you can see so much more. You can see, the moon lights your way. It's time to release negative energy. So you have 3 full moons. The full moon in Scorpio, which is it's time to release negative energy. The full moon in Aquarius, which is show the world the real you. And the full moon in Aries, which is a fiery climax approaches. And I feel like full moons are going to be very important for you. The next full moon for July is actually July 4th or 5th, depending on where you are. And, it might be in your best interest to look into doing a full moon release meditation or a cleansing bath or whatever you feel you align with, whatever feels right to you. But full moons are about release. They're about letting go. And Pisces, I feel like this month is about letting go of the stories that you tell yourself that don't serve you, the negativity that you tell yourself, the oppression that you're putting upon yourself. July is going to be a month of healing for you, setting new boundaries. It's interesting because we were talking about the stones and we've got this foundation of life, and then there was the 7 stones here. But then Moonology reminded us that nothing is yet set in stone. These stones were put there by someone. And you can put your own stones where you need to. You can also move these stones if you need to. You can take charge of your life. To end this reading, I would like to pull a few affirmation cards for you. My intention behind these affirmation cards is to give you something positive, something encouraging and uplifting to take with you for the next month. You can take a screenshot so that you can have the affirmations and be able to recite them to yourself daily if you so choose, or just, as a pick-me-up when you need it. So that's my intention for these, and I hope you enjoy them. Let me get 2 affirmations for Pisces, please. Thank you. Okay, we'll start with 1. This says, when I am in tune with the energy of abundance, I become abundance. That's interesting. That card is about, it's the change of perspective, right? When you're in tune with the energy of abundance, you become abundance. When you are in tune with the energy of lack, you often feel lack. Like I was saying with the salmon, when you see that waterfall as an impossible thing to climb, to get up, then that's what it is. But if you see yourself as capable, then you can do it. 1 more, please. Thank you. I accept that good things come easily. I am a super attractor. So that is your reading for this July 2020 prediction. I hope you enjoyed this tarot and oracle reading. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.